guys, this is Caleb from the Squirrel channel. Today we are going to talk about the 5 most important tips I have to put on to you, either veterans who may not have known of them or especially the new players. And with that we shall get started, but first I want to talk about, if you do enjoy the video and you found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. That would help out a lot. And me and my brother do stream on Twitch most nights. The link will be in the description if you want to check that out, and let's get into it. Thank you for watching. Okay, the first tip I'm going to tell you guys is your talents. What you will want to do with your talents is you want to upgrade your character according to what talents they have, whatever makes them stronger. Take Nahida for instance. She gains a 200, after 200 elemental mastery, she will gain a 0.1 bonus damage and 0.3 crit rate to her special. So more or less you want to build elemental mastery, which can be a big help for her in doing damage wise. So I would greatly recommend that. And then there's other characters too, like Bennett, like as it shows if you buff his attack, it'll give you a greater attack buff once your character is above 70% health. And the more health you have on Bennett, the faster your character will heal. So that is a fairly important thing to go over, and yeah. So in other words, just be very careful with your talents. You want to upgrade them accordingly. And there's characters though like Razor, who, for instance, you want to basically upgrade his base attack talents due to the fact that he's more of a physical attacker. That is why I have the Snow Tomb Star Silver on him, because he is doing mostly physical attacks due to the fact that his ultimate and special are not really the best for him. They do help, but in the long run, he is doing more physical attacks than he is doing elemental attacks. So yeah, that is why we would do physical damage bonus for attack. Like I'll show you my artifact set. As you can see, I got the Pale Flame set, which boosts physical damage by 25%, and then there's the 4-piece, which is really good, which, as you can see, when an elemental skill hits an opponent, attack is increased by 9% for 7 seconds. This effect can stack up to 2 times and can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds, which is fairly good. That is really good. This is probably the best Razor build I have done. And once 2 stacks are reached on it, the 2 set effect is increased by 100%. So you're gaining more or less like fucking 125% physical damage bonus. If that's how it works. It might be 50, I don't know. You will have to comment on that to see if I am right or not. But yeah, let's get into the next clip now. Okay, and now what we are going to talk about next as our second tip, we are going to talk about resin. Resin is very vital and important in this game due to the fact that you do not get much of it. You might cap out at 160 per day, but there are these things called, what are they called? Fuck. Okay. Yeah, fragile resin. And you do not want to use those at the start of the game, I guarantee you, because later on in the game, you are going to want to upgrade your characters even higher and higher and whatnot. But if you do not have a good amount of it later on in the game because you wasted it, then you are sort of screwed, and it's going to be a lot harder gathering artifacts and weapon enhancement materials and all the things you need to make your characters more fluid and, just better builds in general. That is why it is vital to fucking save your fragile resin, because without it, you're going to be in for a long ride trying to farm for artifacts and upgrade your weapons and all that. It's not going to be fun whatsoever, but because, yeah. And the original resin can be seen here. As you can see, it's 160 out of 160 on mine at the top right. That I would suggest using. You use that every day, but please do not use your fragile resin, as it will screw you over in the long run. Okay. Okay, on to the third thing what we are going to talk about. What I can't stress this enough, but save your 3-star weapons and higher. Sure, it may be a 3-star. It's not the best thing out there, but you probably would throw it away for no reason, but you do not want to do that. I have run into that issue before with my albedo. I used all my traveler's handy swords as fucking enhancement material for other weapons, and when I got albedo, as you can see, he relies on his defense. If I can find it for you guys, here it is. So basically, the transient blossom he puts out deals AoE damage, and damage dealt scales off albedo's defense. So basically, the way I'm going to put it is every time you do an attack, you have a chance of generating one of these transient blossoms, which will do damage according to his defense. And as you can see, my defense is pretty capped out. It's pretty good, but I did not have this sword at first, and as you can see, it's only a 3-star. It is only beat by a weapon called the Cinnabar Spindle for albedo, but the reason I don't have that is because it is a rare weapon that comes from an event that does not come around that often, so keep it in mind. Like, some 3-stars can be your best friends for certain characters. I got another character I can show that with you for a fact, but let me get to a catalyst user. Okay, so Barbara, for instance. She has the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, which has base attack and health, which of course both is good for Barbara, but here's the thing that really matters is the heritage effect. When switching characters, the new character taking the field has their attack increased by 48% for 10 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 20 seconds, so as you can see, that's a good thing. Like, you have Barbara out, do your healing and whatnot, and then after that, just quickly go and switch, and then your next character on field will have 48% more attack bonus. That is, like, it may be a 3-star weapon, but it's fairly decent and whatnot. So you should really look into it. The only thing I would say to do with your 3-stars is if you have multiple of them, like let's say this, refine them. That's what you want to do. That's the only way you should waste them. Well, it's not technically wasting, but it helps. It basically boosts their effects. So as you can see now, my effects getting a lot better. I don't even know let's fucking do it. But either which way, it is vital that you take a look at all your weapon choices, and just don't judge a book by its cover. And yeah, you gotta think about things and think, ooh, maybe this will be good on a new character in the future. Or maybe a 3-star works better for your character than, let's say, a 4-star or 5-star. You never know. You gotta use your brain a lot in this game and think strategically. Okay, on to the second last thing we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about domains. And what domains do is basically things like this. The rewards it will give you base off the domain, but for example, this one gives you weapon ascension material, which, as you can see, can only be gotten on a certain day. For this weapon ascension material, you can only get it on a Wednesday, a Saturday, or Sunday. In the end, that'll probably be your best friend due to the fact that you're going to want your weapons and artifacts higher up. Like, let's say we go over here. You can also go to artifact domains. Those do not have preset days. Those are permanent. You can always get these, but going back to the fucking fragile resin thing, these domains is what you are going to spend your fragile resin at, due to the fact, but that is once you are a higher level, of course. But otherwise, just use your original resin for a short period of time and do it daily, just so you can get better and better stuff. The only issue is, I believe you have to be adventure rank 22 just to go to your first fucking domain. But it's really important, because without better artifacts and without increasing your weapons level and whatnot, you're not going to get far in the game, and it's just going to be it's just going to be a really big bitch in the end, and you want to do this ahead of time. And another quick trick here is, you know which domains give you artifacts and weapon ascension materials, because as you can see they have that circle around it, whereas something like this, it is trial. They are trial temples, which basically if you're early on in game you can get primo gems and whatnot from completing them, which can be helpful into hopefully getting a new character that you would like and enjoy. But all around, you gotta be careful when doing these domains and whatnot. You don't want to waste your resin. You want to actually get your weapons up and whatnot, and get better at the game gradually over time. So, like for instance, I'll go teleport over here. What was the weapon ascension material today? Okay, so today's is the shackles, so let's find a weapon. Okay, weapons. Yeah, see, this needs a shackle. This is what it looks like at the weapon ascension phase. You are gonna gradually need more fucking higher ranked stuff for this. Like right now, my sacrificial fragments is at level 70 out of 70, but we are gonna need the fucking 4-star versions of these, and along with having to go to domains to get your weapon level up material and whatnot, you will also have to go and fight random mobs and whatnot. Like, let's take for instance, we can say we have to go fight rune guards to go get these, or craft them, craft them if you have any leftover materials and whatnot. So it's really important you farm ahead of time, because if you do not farm ahead of time and get just the right amount and whatnot, it's going to be trickier to get through the games, and it's just not going to be as fun. Whereas if you're dying all the time, it's not going to be fun. You are going to just be getting pissed off the game and whatnot, and it's just going to be a real big struggle. So I heavily suggest going to these domains, making sure it's the right day to get the weapon ascension material for you. And yeah, on to the next tip.
As in business, you always have to
Okay guys, now for the fifth and final tip of this tip video for Genshin Impact. What we are going to talk about is elemental oculi. You may have came across them before. I'll show you what they look like. This is the Animoculus, and here's the Geoculus. You are going to want to continually collect those. Like, I'd heavily recommend collecting one every time you see one, due to the fact that it can be a pain in the ass getting them later on if you didn't get them all while you had the chance, and they do raise your stamina. Because right now I am at a fairly good amount of stamina. My statue, the 7 in the Mondstadt area, is maxed, where I am having troubles with my statues of the 7 in Leeway, due to the fact that I didn't collect them all when I had the chance. Because in the end, you really, really, really want to do that. Just because of the fact that the stamina can help and whatnot, but you do also get bonus rewards, as I will show you. For almost all the statues of the 7 in Mondstadt and Leeway, you will get a bonus of 10 Primo Gems, whereas if we teleport to Inazuma or Sumeru, we will see that you get a much higher amount, but the only difference is from the ones in Inazuma and Sumeru, you will not be getting any more stamina, so it's more of a choice. But as I shall show you right now, the rewards for the statue of the 7s in Inazuma and Sumeru, they give you quite a bit more Primo Gems, and yeah, you can get like Shrine of Depths keys and whatnot from them, really good stuff, but it takes a lot of work as they do require more elemental oculus. So, just keep that in mind. Like, I'd heavily recommend do not skip over any Octopus. Even if you're in a mission, in the end you will regret it. If you do, like, take for instance, I go into this, I have all these challenges done, except getting my Statue of the Seven at leeway to level 9, where if I already finished that by doing it when I had the chance, I could have just got 150 Primo Gems in no time flat. So, it's something you gotta bear in mind, and, just think about it and go from there. It's up to you, but it's just my opinion of these tips and whatnot, and I'm just trying to help out with information. So anyways, thank you for watching the video, and we shall go into a short clip of my gameplay with a boss. We are going to verse Child.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
Speed of light.
How unbecoming. Not bad. You've got a trick or two.
A miscalculation. Witness my great undertaking.
Everybody stand back! Incoming! Yeah!
Your strength is praiseworthy. I too shall use all of mine. So, don't you dare disappoint me. Foul legacy, the devouring deep!
Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Grow, grow, grow! Make yourselves a hoop!